Hi, I'm here today to explain how to do a meal prep for a whole day in under 10 minutes. Reason I thought this would be important is just to provide one example of how you can do this really easily and make it easier for you to stay consistent with the food, because out of everything you have to be consistent with to be successful at all this. The food is often the biggest challenge and having it ready to go. So some people will batch cook for a whole week, which I kind of don't like, because I sort of feel like if you keep it in the fridge after sort of day 2 or 3, it doesn't taste as good, or you need an awful lot of room in the freezer for the amount that I would buy, and I like to fill up a chest freezer with stuff that I bought wholesale price anyway. So I like to do it by the day, and I'm going to give you one example today of how you can get that done for the whole day except for your evening meal in under 10 minutes, because I believe that we've all got 10 minutes first thing in the morning, and can be consistent by throwing it all together if we're following a meal plan where it's all going to be same or pretty similar. So the only thing I'm sort of cheating on here is that it's going to take longer to cook it all than 10 minutes, but it's going to be 10 minutes total preparation time. So I'm imagining you would get up and do that 10 minutes of activity to get it all going, and then you would go off and arrange your other things, get dressed, maybe have a shower, do everything else you need to do before you get out the door with all this lot. So what I'm going to prepare is 6 boiled eggs for breakfast, and then a load of chicken and a load of rice to do me the whole day, which for me would be half a kilo of uncooked weight rice and a kilo of chicken, which breaks down to 3 meals for me. You can adjust it depending on how much you're planning to eat, but it would all be cooked the same and it would all be ready to go, and that would see you through the whole day until you get in at night and have your evening meal, which would allow you to be consistent with all the diet side, and I think you can find 10 minutes. So that's my challenge, to do it in under 10 minutes. In the kitchen, nothing is pre-prepared for this. I'm just going to get my timer ready now. And the tools that I'm using, you could say, are an air fryer here. That is extremely useful. That's going to be for the chicken. And I've got a rice cooker for the rice. And these are perfect to have because unlike boiling stuff or frying stuff, you don't have to stand there and watch it and keep an eye on it. You know your time it's going to be, you set it and forget it, and then round it all up before you go out the door. Same with the boiled eggs. If I was making an omelette or scrambled, I'd have to stand there and keep an eye on it and wouldn't be able to make the rest of my food for the day. But because it's boiled eggs, and I know that with my pot and my kitchen set up and hobs, it will take 6 minutes for them to be like semi-hard boiled, which I like. That's good. So when you know your times with your appliances and your utensils, that all stays the same, and then you can just get on with it with these ways of doing it that involve no monitoring from you, just slicing it and dicing it and throwing it on. So I'm going to start by putting the eggs on, and as they're boiling, I'm going to arrange everything else to throw in the rice cooker and the air fryer. But I'm not actually going to switch those on because I may wish to discuss the rest of it in the rest of this video, and they're quite noisy. But you'll know that once they're set, that would just be on, and then round it all up when it goes off, when the alarm goes off, if you're actually using this for real. So without further ado, my time starts now, and I find it quickest when doing the boiled eggs or anything boiled to boil the kettle first and to run hot water out the tap before I boil the kettle, and that's the fastest way I find to get it up to temperature for the boiled stuff. And then once that's all on the go, I'll be throwing the rice into the bowl for the rice cooker and putting in the right amount of water, slicing the chicken, throwing some seasoning on it and chucking it in the air fryer, and then we're done. That's the whole day's food. Here we go. Right, that's full. We get that on, then I'll get my eggs out of the fridge. As you can see, I wanted to keep this under the same kind of conditions it would be if you got up in the morning. So there's nothing like out and ready to go or pre-prepared or anything. It's stuff as it was bought from the supermarket, just pulled out of the fridge, and do it as I would do it every day. So now I can start getting my chicken and my rice ready. So that's half a kilo uncooked weight, which I know from the measuring cup that my rice cooker would bring me up to line 4 for how much water to put in before I just stick it on and forget about it. So all that goes in there. That would have been 4 cups worth. So I now run that up to 4 cups on the line. And it's there. That then sits in the appliance. Pop the lid on it. As I say, I'm not going to switch these on until the very end of the video because they become quite noisy. We're on 2 minutes so far. Now with the chicken breasts, I find it's easiest to just cut each one down the middle. Just put it on its side, cut it down the middle so it's flat, and then it will cook completely through in the air fryer. For mine, I find that is best in about 16 or 17 minutes on the air fryer. So, you know, in this setup with my appliances, once I've done the 10-minute, hopefully, preparation time, it would be leave it for about 15 minutes while I would go shower, pack my bag, get dressed, and get ready to just round it all up at the end to go out for the day. Right, that's my chicken cooked there. Kettle's almost boiled for the eggs. You can hear that behind me now. Start turning on the hob. It's about to click now. It will be 6 minutes for these. Now on the timer that we're already on, we are up to 4 minutes. So that will be all done by the end of this 10 minutes prep time. All I've got to do is put the seasoning on the chicken. Put the drawer in the air fryer. And that's it. I've done the prep in under 5 minutes, but I would just have to come back and grab the eggs from the hob that they're boiling there in another 5 minutes from now. So that is it. That was just under 5 minutes of me preparing this myself. I'd have to come back for those in a few minutes, and if I turned on those, that would be 15 minutes. So that's a really easy way of doing it. Another thing that I recommend is having a slow cooker, where you could even, within this session, have the evening meal done as well. If you put the slow cooker on the slowest setting, again, you just have to chop up the meat and vegetables and herbs, throw it all in, put it on the slow setting. It will cook in 10 to 12 hours, and then your evening meal would be prepped and done as well. So thinking about it, it could actually all be done in under 10 minutes, including the evening meal, rather than me just standing around for the eggs right now. I could have done that as well. So there's loads of ways to be consistent with this, and I find just from chatting to people that it seems to be the diet and the food that people find the most challenging with being consistent with. So I want to produce more videos in my kitchen like this to show you just how easy it can be when you know what you're doing with a couple of appliances and you have a basic meal plan set out. So that's it for this version. That's what I'm currently eating at the moment. And I'm going to put these on. Plug in the rice cooker. I'm going to put these on and I will be having lunch number 1 in about 15 minutes. Till next time, stay consistent.